Hello again. I'm Jen, a librarian with Riverside Public Library, back with the final workshop of our 4-part Changemakers series, a series that has been designed and created to empower the teen and youth voice and give you all real tools and resources to use your unique perspectives, skills, and passions to create change in your world starting now. Teens are not just the leaders of tomorrow. You can be the change we need today. And my hope is, through this series, you now have the tools and information to get started, be heard, and create change. Because our world needs it so very much. Our world needs you. Why take on such a project aside from the positive impact it could bring? As we discussed through this project, you'll also develop real-world skills that will be valuable to you in your future life, schooling, and career. Because as we discussed, the careers of the future will depend on the skills that cannot be outsourced to AI. We need to sharpen the skills we have that separate us. It is one thing to be able to follow the map. We need to learn to be the map makers. If you followed along and taken and saved your notes, we started with the list of what you love and why you love it. Keep this with you, not only for this venture, but to come back to for others, to edit as you grow and assist along the way. We then evaluated your current skill set in a variety of areas. Should you wish to take on problems in the future, remember to come back to your inventory. Keep adding to it and make sure to keep an honest assessment as you move forward of where your strengths lie. Feel free to brag, because as we will discuss in a moment, this is a key part of the formula for success. After taking those inventories, it might have seemed silly at that point to just have lists of what you love to do and what you're good at. But part of having your voice and being heard is being self-aware. And throughout these workshops, I hope now the value of these lists and keeping them with you has become apparent. But with what you love to do and what you're good at doing, what comes next when it comes to creating change in the world? Well, we then worked together to identify things you know that could use change. Your community, school, neighborhood, city, state, region, world. We identified some helpful areas to keep in mind when thinking about problems that could use solving, such as teen issues, technology, safety, human rights, access to education, access to clean and safe resources, mental health, and more. Taking it beyond just a list of problems that need addressed, we did a quick exercise where you listed real communities with which you identify. Finding problems that impact you or people you care about help to provide that needed emotional investment in problem solving to take you that extra step when things get difficult. We went back and made stars next to problems that you emotionally identify with, problems you are more likely to want to keep working on, even when obstacles appear. With that, you have the 3 main ingredients in the change-making formula. You have what you love, what you're strong at, and a list of problems facing communities large and small that you care about. Now, finding the intersection of these 3, a solution, a venture that could combine what you love, your strengths, and a problem you care about. Could it be done? Well, with worksheet 4, you made combinations of all 4, no matter how silly, combining your joys with your strengths and a problem you have an emotional investment in changing the world, and seeing if putting them together could create a viable solution. Some combinations made no sense. Having a joy for cooking and a strength for interpersonal communication and a passion for Technology may not lead to a successful venture. The problem may be too broad, or the combination just may not be the right fit. But loving physical fitness, having a strength when it comes to your knowledge bank regarding exercise and nutrition, and a passion for the problem that your community lacks access to any facility or location for your community to exercise, could very well all combine to create a venture where you raise funds to find a space or get equipment and create a place for your community to focus on physical health. You could even eventually have volunteers teach classes. It's going through this process, creating these combinations, that helps to find your change-making venture. And hopefully you found it. A few even. We discussed taking those and then laying the groundwork by doing sufficient research on each problem and venture, making sure you are an expert on your venture. Who could you align with? What is your opposition? And making sure that the solution you feel is appropriate is wanted and needed by the people you are attempting to help. We discussed all the different ways to gather and save research, from interviews to surveys to online credible searches, and to all the available resources at the library, exhausting everything possible to make sure that your research is comprehensive and credible before moving forward. And after researching and putting some thought into it, you narrowed down your options to one, the best one. The one that makes you happiest, is the most manageable, that you have the most information on. And that choice launched you onto your change-making journey. I left you with worksheet 6, identifying all you still need to know to get your venture up and going. To recruit a team or partners, you need to be the expert, ready to give a short and informed elevator speech. Basically, a very concise and persuasive explanation to those you ask to partner with you, assist you, invest in you, as to why your venture is needed and how it will be successful. And to have that, you need the information. So hopefully you went out and interviewed the experts, other organizers, professionals in the field, professors, librarians. You now hopefully possess a valuable amount of credible research and even some networking connections to get started. So, what are you waiting for? Don't freeze now. Now is the time to get started. It's been done before, and you can do it now. Remember the stories of Craig Kielburger and his organization, Free the Children, Divine Bradley and Team Revolution, and the change he created in his community. Rhiannon and Madison and their venture for sustainable palm oil to help save on endangered species. They are not alone. You are not alone. Now that you are expert researchers, you can look at others, such as Les Manos United, Youth Ultimate Project, Greening Forward, and Richard's Rwanda, all ventures created and run by teens. Trust you are prepared. Trust in the process. And trust that even if you hit obstacles along the way, end up choosing a different venture, or encounter people that don't believe in your efforts or tell you that they are impossible, know that at the very least, you are already changing the world because you're trying, and we get nowhere without trying. So let's go. Creativity time. With worksheet 7 or in a journal, you have the space to brainstorm a catchy name for your venture. Remember, as before, some may sound silly to begin with, but keep working on it. Your venture deserves a fitting name, something memorable, and something appropriate for the commendable task you are taking on. Take your time and find the right name. Then refine that elevator speech. be able to clearly describe your venture in a comprehensive, understandable, yet concise way. What is your idea? What is the problem? Who will be impacted? Will it actually make a difference? And is it needed? Yes, you know it. You believe it. But you need others to as well. You need to be able to describe to others and help them believe and see your vision as clearly as you do. Help them see why it's necessary. After you have a venture name, a refined description of its purpose, clients, and necessity, level of impact, it's time to set some realistic short and long-term goals to give your venture direction. Your long-term goal may be a community center with exercise classes and equipment, but a short-term goal may be finding a team of people to help, finding a space, brainstorming a way to get donations or funding if you need. These give you a clear direction for your venture and achievable tasks that all build up to your final success. But these are difficult to do alone. Consider building a team to assist. A team together can be a powerful thing, bringing together different skills and strengths that combine to make your venture even more possible, stronger, set for success. Identify people using Worksheet 10 that you think would be valuable additions to your team, and consider having an adult ally or mentor as part of your team. Identify their strengths and skills and assign roles and responsibilities to those on your team. Common roles are founder, that would be you, secretary, taking notes at meetings, treasurer, handling money management, technical support, public relations or social media information officers, volunteer coordinator. Think of what your venture may need or not need, and who could best assist. And having a savvy adult on the team is like having a mentor or a coach, and could be an invaluable asset in your success. Use your elevator pitch and try to find someone to jump on board and believe in your vision. But also remember, you can do this with or without an adult. The rest now is up to you. These are the tools and resources, but the time for the work, that's now for you to take these tools and resources and put them to use. The time has come now for you to take it and all and make it happen. I'll leave you with some final additional resources. As moving forward, you'll need to consider money management, even in a nonprofit situation, incoming money, expenses, how to track that, how to anticipate that. There will also be some additional resources, websites, and books that you can take a look at as you move forward. You'll want to be able to understand financial planning from a business standpoint. A lot of things you will learn as you go, but I hope you feel inspired and prepared to start. Check out the book by Lori Ann Thompson. Keep hold of your handouts. Check out the other resources for teen changemakers out there. As Divine Bradley said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Today is your day and your time is now. It's enough of being seen and not heard. You can't turn on the radio, television, or sign into any social media outlet without consistently seeing the very real, very serious problems facing our world today, especially if we want a world for tomorrow. And youth, you, maybe more than any others, are relying on that world being there tomorrow. So do this thing. Because, in the famous words of Dr. Seuss, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot. Nothing is going to get better. It's not.